Imagine walking down the street on a bright morning, the city waking up around you. The world is alive, sun on your face, a gentle warmth that invigorates you. Distant sounds, a symphony of urban life, snippets of conversations, laughter echoing in the air. You take a breath, feeling the rhythm of the city, and then, nothing. For 1 second, the entire universe stops in its tracks. Not slow motion, not a pause you can sense, an absolute instantaneous halt, as if someone pressed the cosmic pause button. Every atom, the fundamental building block of reality, every galaxy, swirling in the vast expanse of space, every law of physics, frozen, suspended in an eternal now. Light from the sun, usually streaming across the void, sound waves, the whispers and roars of the universe, even the electrical signals in your brain, stopped mid-journey, thoughts unformed, actions incomplete. You wouldn't know it happened, you couldn't perceive it. Experience itself requires the passage of time, the unfolding of events, an exploding star, its light frozen mid-burst, a planet's orbit, halted in its celestial dance, the expansion of the universe, all suspended, a cosmic tableau. The universe becomes a perfect silent sculpture of that instant, a snapshot of eternity. Then, just as suddenly, everything starts again as if a cosmic conductor has lifted his baton. 1 second has passed, a second that, for all intents and purposes, never happened, a blip in the grand timeline. The world lurches back into motion, shaking off the dust of non-existence. Would the restart be seamless, a perfect continuation? Or would the universe shudder from the shock of reawakening? Would the laws of physics pick up precisely where they left off? Or would a glitch, a tiny imperfection, ripple through reality? This single second of frozen time, an event no one could ever witness, a secret held by the cosmos, would be the most dramatic, albeit imperceptible moment in the history of everything. The implications, though unseen, reach into every corner of the cosmos, touching every star and every atom. What would it mean for us, for life as we know it, for the very fabric of the universe itself? A question forever unanswered. So what is time, really? It's a question that has puzzled philosophers and scientists for centuries. We measure it in seconds, minutes, and years, feel its relentless march forward, and live our lives dictated by its rhythm. But in physics, time isn't just about schedules and appointments. It's a concept that delves much deeper into the fabric of the universe. Time is the fourth dimension, an integral part of the space-time continuum, existing alongside the three spatial dimensions we're familiar with: length, width, and height. It tells us not just where something is located in space, but also when it exists in the grand scheme of the universe. Without time, there's no history to learn from, no future to anticipate, not even a fleeting now to experience. Imagine the universe as a movie, a grand epic playing out on a cosmic scale. Each frame a frozen moment, a snapshot of everything in space at a particular instant, but you need the passage of time, the continuous flow from one frame to the next to see the story unfold and make sense of the narrative. Time is what allows for change, for transformation, for anything to become something else, allowing a tiny seed to sprout and reach for the sky, a planet to gracefully orbit its star, and your heart to beat in your chest, sustaining life. It's the engine of causality, the fundamental principle that governs the order of events, ensuring that causes always happen before their corresponding effects. Life itself is nothing more than a complex sequence of events, a continuous chain of cause and effect, with each chemical reaction and biological process happening in a specific, unalterable order. Freeze time and you freeze all processes, bringing everything to a standstill, halting metabolism, silencing brain activity, and ultimately, extinguishing life itself. In a universe without time, a universe frozen in a single eternal moment, nothing ever changes, nothing ever evolves, and nothing ever becomes anything else. It just is, static, unchanging, and utterly devoid of potential. Time gives the universe its story, its narrative arc from the Big Bang to the present day, its dynamism, its constant state of flux and energetic movement, its very existence as a living, breathing, and constantly evolving place. Freezing time is akin to hitting pause on the cosmic movie, freezing every frame in place. It's not just that things stop moving in their tracks, the very dimension that allows for motion, change, and causality ceases to exist, rendering the universe fundamentally different. The universe wouldn't simply be waiting in stasis, patiently paused until time resumes. It would be fundamentally broken, its core principles shattered. Understanding this profound connection is key to truly grasping the far-reaching consequences of a universal pause. a moment when time itself ceases to flow. Time isn't just a clock ticking on the wall, a mere measurement of duration. It's the invisible thread that weaves the very fabric of reality together, connecting cause and effect, past, present, and future. Without it, this essential dimension, the intricate tapestry of existence unravels, leaving behind nothing but a static and meaningless void. Let's dive deeper, venturing into the profound implications. What does no motion truly mean? What would the immediate consequences be? Everything without exception is in motion, from the smallest subatomic particles to the largest celestial bodies. Atoms, air molecules, constantly bouncing and colliding, the Earth relentlessly spinning on its axis and orbiting the sun, a churning ball of plasma radiating energy, galaxies, vast islands of stars rotating through the cosmos. Motion is the default state, the fundamental characteristic of existence, driven by energy. If time freezes, even for a fraction of a second, all motion stops, instantly. Air molecules hang motionless, suspended in place. Electrons cease their dance around the nucleus, frozen in their orbitals. Temperature drops to absolute zero, the point where all atomic motion ceases. For 1 second, an eternity in this scenario, the universe is flash frozen, locked in place. Light itself, photons, stops, no longer streaming through space. No illumination, no energy transfer of any kind. The universe is plunged into a darkness deeper than night, an absolute and impenetrable void. All waves, gravity, the very fabric of space-time, radio, the signals carrying information across vast distances, X-rays, halt. Their energy frozen in place. The universe's communication network goes silent, all signals abruptly cut off. And you? Your thoughts, feelings, awareness, all products of motion, of electrochemical signals firing in your brain, stop. Your last thought is frozen mid-synapse, the electrical impulse suspended in the gap between neurons. You wouldn't experience the freeze, your mind is offline, your consciousness extinguished. For that second, you're an unconscious statue, as still and lifeless as the frozen cosmos around you. Life, energy, information, everything, without exception, is paused. The universe is a snapshot, a still life of frozen particles, violating the fundamental rules that allow it to exist and evolve. When time stops, the very concept of being, of existence itself, is suspended. Nothing moves, nothing changes, nothing is felt. The world is utterly, impossibly still, a testament to the fundamental role of motion in the universe. And then, time resumes, and the universe springs back to life. Zoom in to the human scale. A family at dinner, father mid-joke, mother smiling, child reaching for a glass. When time freezes, they're locked in a perfect tableau. Words, light, nerve impulses, all suspended. Blood stops flowing, hearts pause, lungs hold their breath. Every biological process halts. They're not dead. Death requires time. They're simply paused. Across the globe, surgeons, climbers, astronauts, babies, all freeze mid-action. The world becomes a gallery of unfinished stories, each paused at a moment of action or emotion. Thoughts, dreams, memories. Everything in the mind stops. The brain's electrical storms go silent. The feeling of being you is interrupted. It's a complete shutdown of the self. If you could witness it, you'd see a world of silent, unthinking statues. A planet of sleeping minds and motionless bodies. Every story, every emotion, every heartbeat, paused. The animation of life is switched off, waiting for time to resume. For that second, humanity is a memory, not an experience. And then, the world breathes again. Now look at the world of objects and nature. On a busy highway, cars moving at 70 miles per hour just stop, instantly. Their kinetic energy is frozen, like a compressed spring waiting to be released. A bird in mid-flight, wings halfway down, is suspended in the sky, not by aerodynamics but by the pause in reality. Raindrops hang in the air, waves freeze mid-crash, lightning is a silent sculpture. Every process in nature, from glaciers to lightning, is put on hold. Technology halts, hard drives, processors, communication networks, all go dark. The power grid, reliant on flowing electrons, ceases to function. At the quantum level, particles are forced into definite positions. Uncertainty vanishes for a moment. On the astronomical scale, Earth's rotation and orbit stop. For 1 second, our planet is a rogue object, no longer bound by celestial mechanics. The universe is a snapshot, violating its own rules. Everything is potential, nothing is action. Then the pause ends. What happens when time restarts? Does everything pick up exactly where it left off? In the best-case scenario, the universe's memory is perfect. Photons complete their journey, sound waves finish propagating, thoughts resume. From your perspective, nothing happened. The 1 second gap is undetectable. Cars, birds, raindrops, the Earth, all resume motion seamlessly. The laws of physics switch back on without a glitch. Life goes on, ignorant of the cosmic pause. But what if the restart isn't perfect? Going from absolute stillness to motion is an infinite acceleration, potentially catastrophic. If systems restart out of sync, accidents and failures could cascade. Delicate chemical reactions, brain activity, even memory could be lost or damaged. The universe might not have a perfect save and reload function. The consequences of a flawed restart could be disastrous. Now imagine a chaotic restart. The universe lurches back to life, but things are off. Conservation of energy and momentum is broken. Energy must go somewhere. Moving objects could release energy explosively. Every car, every machine, every cell could become a bomb. Hearts, muscles, and blood vessels might suffer catastrophic damage as they try to resume motion. On a planetary scale, Earth's spin and orbit could restart imperfectly, causing unimaginable disasters. Shifting orbits, global winds, fractured ground. The continuity of time is essential for stability. A 1-second freeze shatters the chain of cause and effect. The aftermath might not be a simple continuation, but a reordering of reality. The universe we knew could be gone, replaced by chaos. The laws of nature themselves might be scrambled. The cost of a broken timeline is the loss of everything familiar. This thought experiment reveals time's essential role. Time isn't a prison. It's the canvas for change, life, and freedom. It allows stars to form, evolution to unfold, civilizations to rise, and relationships to grow. Every story, every process, every memory depends on time's flow. Freezing time is like stopping a symphony mid-crescendo. The arrow of time gives the universe its narrative, its coherence. Without it, cause, effect, and memory crumble. The universe loses its story, its meaning. The steady beat of time is the heartbeat of reality. Our 1-second freeze shows. A universe without time is not a universe at all. Time is the medium of all potential. Why can't time stop in real life? Einstein's relativity tells us time and space are inseparable. Pause one, you pause all. The flow of time is tied to entropy. Disorder always increases, giving time its arrow. To stop time, you'd have to halt entropy. Impossible by the laws of physics. Relativity also shows time is relative, but you can only slow it, never stop it completely. Even at light speed, time only stops for that object, not the universe. Asking what if time froze is like asking for a square circle. It's a contradiction. Time isn't a feature to turn on or off. It's woven into reality itself. It's the process by which now becomes then. The arrow of time is unbreakable, part of the mathematics of existence. The universe is the clock, and it never truly pauses.